evening. That's Django Django and Default, which I haven't played for a long time. You're very welcome along to the Thursday session. As ever, got far too much music in the list possibly to play tonight. Loads of new music for you, loads of unsigned bands, and first play on the station of the brand new track from the Violent Femmes, which I'm really excited about, and a brand new track from Duncan Fora in a new band. First play, I'm told, in the Northern Hemisphere, although as we're on the internet, frankly, we could be anywhere. Plus, we've got new stuff from Savages, from Yak, from Together Pangaea, from Blossoms, Eleanor Friedberger, Boots, Kidwave, Emily Capel, and uploads of tracks from brand new bands from, including Joe Hawkins, James Sheed, Blackwater, Tribunes, Slap Betty, a band called Unsigned, which I'm very in favour of. Probably 2 tracks from the Tribunes. I really like the stuff that's been sent by them. And also Meter Bridge. Big apologies to Blackwater, who I failed to play last week, having said I would. Must stop putting too many tracks in the list. This is the Thursday session. You're stuck with me for 2 hours, after which a real DJ will be along. That's Tegan, ably assisted by Nigel. If you'd like to get in touch with the show, it's at NCB Radio on Twitter, or it's down at ncbradio.co.uk, to which many bands have been sending tracks this week. Please join them, or you can go to the NCB Radio Facebook page or the NCB Radio Thursday Sessions Facebook page. The equipment you need, as ever, consists of sunglasses, the biggest speakers you can find, and as many beers as you can locate.
This is Rock and Roll Radio. Stay tuned for more rock and roll.
Indeed. Of course, that's Yellow and Oh Yeah. Now, the format for the show tonight is going to be as, well, pretty much as normal. The first half an hour is going to be some indie classic, couple of dance tunes in there as well. First half an hour taking us up to the half an hour point. Does that even make sense? After that, we're going to have 5 or 6 unsigned bands, or at least new to the station anyway. I never like to do bands down by saying they're unsigned if perhaps they're not, but 5, 6, 7, 8 perhaps tracks from unsigned bands. And then the last hour of the show, if you're listening to the live show on a Thursday after about 10, we'll have some stuff from Savages and Violent Femmes, and Together Pangaea and Blossoms, and all sorts of other really, really cool new-ish bands anyway, most of them playing live during the first half of the year, so I'll give you some dates and times as well. Thank you very much to all the bands this week who've uploaded to the station. The new website is pending, but in the meantime, head to the website or any of the Facebook pages, or just send an email to me down at ncbradio.co.uk. I do listen to all the tracks that come in, believe it or not, and if yours is going to be played, you will find out. For the first, 3-4 tracks, you're going to need your dancing slacks, I'm afraid, and your shades. This is the Chemical Brothers. There you go. I fulfilled my duty as Blackwater and Bolt. A couple of comments in the chat room there, June, saying, yeah, I like that track. What's the name of the band? So there you go. Your fame is spreading before you. That's Blackwater and Bolt. Hope you enjoyed that. Right, the first hour of the show is gone already. You'll be delighted by that, I'm sure. So coming up, we've got a couple of tracks from a really good band that I've been discussing things with over the last couple of weeks, called the Tribunes. A great track from a band called Slap Betty, which, as it's one of my kids' cats, has gone down very well in my house. And the track is called List of Things I Hate, which goes down and resonates, in fact, with me. Also, the first play, I think, in the Northern Hemisphere, of a new band called Unleash the Beast, which features NCB close friend Duncan Fora. Thank you to Gordon for letting me have that. And, all the things I've been trying to fit into the next hour. So less talk and more music, probably. So here is the first track from the Tribunes. I'll tell you about the Tribunes once you've listened to it. I think this is really, really good. I've been listening to it a lot today. The track is called Virtual Sexuality, something practiced by a lot of artists, I suspect, under the guise of... No, I'm not even going to go there. So here is, or possibly are, the Tribunes and Virtual Sexuality. For listening, guys, thanks very much for persevering and getting the tracks up to us. We've had all sorts of trouble getting these tracks through. Everything else seemed to come through, but the Tribunes, these servers just rejected. Who knows why? Maybe they're telling me something I ought to know. The Tribunes, this is Virtual Sexuality. Really like this.
1, 2, 3, 4. in her phone. There's no one really there when she gets home. She eats her dinner all alone. She's sexting him but only his mind gets blown. And I don't wanna know about you and the girl next door. No, I don't wanna know about you and the girl next door. It's cyberspace, no one can hear you scream. It's just a faked up porno dream. It's making virtual love to a storage machine. And I don't wanna know about you and the girl next door. No, I don't wanna know about you and the girl next door.
I love that. I think that's really, really good. That's the Tribunes and virtual sexuality. Now, I know it's not useful, is it? But I know people do it to say, well, what is that to remind you of? And I was sitting here tapping my pen and thinking, well, I can hear possibly a bit of Gang of Four, maybe a bit of Dead Kennedys in there, but really, really good. I'm liking that. It's we listen to an awful lot of stuff here at the station, and every now and then a track comes through where you think that's proper good, as we say down here in Cornwall, and that really is the Tribunes. Thank you very, very much for sending that to me. Now, if I'd played these things in the right order, I would have played this little bit of information from the band for you before I played the track, but my inefficiency and ineptitude prevented me from doing that. So here is are the Tribunes to tell you about the track. They're probably going to say, and you're going to hear the track next, which you clearly aren't, but I'm going to play you the intro anyway. Let's hear what they've got to say for themselves.
I'm Keith.
And I'm Alana.
And we're from the Tribunes. The Tribunes are an alternative rock band based in Penzance. All our songs have a political or social message.
Virtual Sexuality is a song about how the internet distorts social relationships.
Hey There Nigel is a satirical critique of UKIP.
And From the River to the Sea is a protest against Israel's occupation of Palestine.
Why not follow us on Facebook or SoundCloud? We're the Tribunes. Tribunes. And you're listening to NCB Radio.
There you go. So I'm going to play you the Hey There Nigel, which I think is perhaps appropriate, before Nigel Hay comes on at 11 o'clock, before the end of the show, if I can fit it in. It's all about Nigel Farage, not about Nigel Hay. But hey, why not? So we're going to play Unleash the Beast. That's what I like to do on a Thursday evening. Certainly it's what Nigel does when he comes on, unleashing the beasted.